Hey guys, so whether you've had MS for several years or you're just newly diagnosed and are looking into how MS affects you, may affect you in the future, and what you can expect to experience on an emotional level, that's pretty individual, but generally just on a physical level, how will your body change? How will your mindset change? So I've made a list of these attributes and we're going to go through them one by one. So starting with number 1, here we go. So the first thing when you have MS is that time becomes very, very relative, and you start to understand and to value the importance of living in the day, because you don't know if the day after you're going to have a bad MS day, or you're going to be experiencing different symptoms, or maybe a week from now you don't know if you're going to be suffering from a relapse. So just you learn to really appreciate what you have here and now, and stop making plans far ahead in the future. And also that the future looks so distant, and you'd rather not think about what life will be like 20 years from now. And that is both a good and a bad thing, because living in the day, carpe diem, that's a super important thing to practice. It's the whole mindfulness mindset. You're experiencing what you're living in the moment, and you're not, as you experience these things, you're not thinking about the day after. So basically you're leaving that whole teenage mindset of looking forward to the next weekend or whatever, the next party, the next event, the next holidays. You'd rather just appreciate the moment, like here and now, today, I'm having a good day. I'm enjoying it. So what can I do with my day? What's the best way for me to exploit this day? And there is a lot of beauty in that. The sun is shining today. I want to go and enjoy it. I'm going to find a way to go and enjoy it, whether that be on my own or with friends. But I will make that happen. So get that go-getter attitude. Let's go get it. Let's go enjoy it. See what I mean? So number 2 is that I think you stop whining. If you're a whiny person before you got diagnosed with MS, rest assured that you're not going to be a whiny person anymore. I, for one, used to be a very, very whiny person. If my pinky fingernail broke or something, my whole world would collapse, and that would be the only thing that I would talk about, and everyone had to feel sorry for me. Now, I can say that the last thing I want is for people to feel sorry about me. I'm like, I don't need your pity. You know, like I'm strong enough without your pity. So if my pinky fingernail is ingrown or whatever, it'll pass. Let me just fight against it on my own. I will clench my teeth. I will be pissed in the corner in silence or whatever, but I'll get through it. And that's pretty much the attitude that you develop towards MS. You're like, yeah, I'll get pissed, but I don't need your pity. I don't need you to pay attention to me right now. I'm going through a rough moment. I know this rough moment will pass. So let me just sit through it, and yeah, I can do this on my own type of attitude. Number 3, I can assure you that you will drop the bad habits once you find out that you have MS. I, for one, used to party a lot. I used to drink a lot at the parties, and when I drank, I used to smoke a lot. Like heavy smoker when I drank. And before that, I was a daily smoker, so let's not even get into that. But a few years after I found out that I had MS, it took me a while to reach that final decision of quitting for good, like not even when I drank. And little by little, as I gave up on that bad habit, I gave up on the bad habit of getting drunk. And that will apply to many other bad habits, like the bad habit of opening social media websites and scrolling through them endlessly, waiting for time to pass. I think you're going to end up dropping that bad habit when you realize, once again, going back to point one, once you realize how fragile time is and how much you should value your time and how uselessly you're wasting your time by doing those things. The same with the health habits, like I said, smoking. You don't really see a point in smoking anymore when you realize just how much you're hurting your body. When, well, admittedly, your body is already in enough damage and is busy enough already recovering from its own damage. Why would you want to damage it even further? Point number 4 is that if you were one of those late night sleepers that would stay up at night playing video games, watching movies, chatting with friends, I can assure you that when you have MS, you're pretty much forced to drop that habit, because after a certain time, your body simply cannot stay awake any longer, and it will give you clear signals for that it needs its rest. Your brain needs to recover. Your brain needs to, regenerate itself. And it will show you that by making symptoms appear, or making, particular symptoms that signal that you need sleep. In my case, I get the shivers. My body becomes extremely weak. My legs can't even carry me to walk anymore. And that's when I know it's time to go to bed. So if you were used to going to bed at 2, 3 in the morning, 4, 5, whatever, you will little by little start, shortening these late nights and getting used to having a more regular bedtime routine, going to bed by a certain hour, which is not a bad thing if you think about it. Once again, and that's why I made it point number 1, because it's all about time. By going to bed earlier at night, that will make you wake up earlier as well, and that will make you enjoy the day more than if you had gone to bed at 4 in the morning and woken up at 2 in the afternoon. So, not so bad after all. And now for point number 5, my final point, is that when you have MS and when you're open about your MS, you can expect to be the center of attention. That's not always a good thing. When you're a shy person like me, or when you simply don't like talking, I promise you, I don't like talking. Don't be fooled by my videos. Being the center of attention and getting questions from everyone like, are you okay? What's wrong? How are you feeling? Like all these questions you might get from people who know that you have MS. You sort of just want to push them aside and be like, okay, let's move on and talk about something else. Let's just talk, about how are you? How am I? Besides my MS, I'm more than my MS. And also, if you're encountering someone that is not aware of your MS and for some reason you cannot hide it, like I'm giving you the example of me that I went to the hairdressers yesterday, and since I had to walk to the hairdressers quite a bit, I decided to go out with my cane. So I walk into the hairdressers with my cane and I leave my cane against the door. Well, as I sit there to get my hair cut, the first thing the hairdresser asks me is why I'm carrying a cane and what's wrong with me. And as I explained that I have a neurological condition, and that I take marijuana for it, among other things, the hairdresser next to my seat overhears the conversation and chips in with her opinions on what marijuana is good for, and how her boyfriend has like all these lesions from doing too many sports, and how marijuana has helped him. All of a sudden everything is revolving around you, and they're asking you so many questions when you in the first place weren't looking for attention, but simply could not hide it. And well, that kind of sucks. But then again, you have to be positive about it and think about the fact that ultimately, I guess, more than gossiping, there's a humane side to this, that people are worrying and want to show some concern, whether it's people that you care about or not. Just take it as a sign of consideration and caring. Right? Does that make sense? So that was it for the 5 things that you can expect never to be the same once you're diagnosed with MS. If there's something that I've missed, feel free to leave it in the comments below and contribute with your ideas, and let me know what you thought of these things. And if you're newly diagnosed, if you have any further questions about how the MS diagnosis may affect you in the future, feel free to drop me a comment, leave me a question. I'll be more than happy to answer it. And guys, stay tuned, because next week I will show you the flip side of being diagnosed with MS and how that makes us super powerful beings, supermen type of beings. So stay tuned, it's coming next week. And until then, I hope that you guys are doing well. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.